Hello, Nova Bodies. Go ahead and grab a tune-up ball. You're only going to need one for right now. And we'll start lying down. This is going to be equal parts breath, meditation. Although I want to reframe the idea of meditation that all of life is a meditation and you don't necessarily have to break out of your life to go meditate. But I think meditating on purpose can teach you how to be in a meditative state more and more frequently. So this is a moment to sort of process the tension in the body using the tune-up ball, process the tension maybe of overthinking, get out of that state of trying to figure out and just be in the moment with our bodies and having a fun, gentle time. Beautiful. Lie on your back. Find a safe space for yourself. Anywhere that you decide is safe. So you'll lay down on your back and you're gonna take the ball. First, I'm gonna have you touch this bone here, if it's accessible to you, on the outside of the glute. That bone, you're gonna put the ball on that bone. We'll do left side first. You're gonna walk that ball along the butt towards the floor. You're gonna keep your pelvis even and you're just gonna gently allow the knee to open. Don't rush this, don't try to force it to feel any way in particular. If you don't feel anything at all, slowly, gently glide a little bit up, side, down, and just find where your rotators maybe need some releasing. And then just to kind of warm this up, we'll lift and we'll lower that left thigh. I want you to think of this like incremental exposure. You're incrementally exposing your glute to the sensation of the ball. And then as it's kind of counterintuitive because as the slower and safer you move, the more the body opens and the more you start to feel it. It's counterintuitive because a lot of times people want to force something to feel like a lot, but that force itself creates tension somewhere in you. And when it does that, the body clams back up. So we're judging ourselves. Go ahead and drop and release in that knee completely and just sort of hang into it for a second there. As you're hanging into it, maybe push slightly into that right foot. Ever so slightly, not a lot. Don't try to overly force the hips over the ball. Kind of try to stay even in the pelvis as you press a little bit into the right foot. And then drop into the right hip, relax the right foot, and then do that again. Push into the right foot ever so slightly, letting that hip come up a little bit, and drop back down. You're going to do that one more time. Pause where it feels like a good amount of intense to you, and then push the left pinky toes into the floor, lifting the left heel only. Then drop that heel back down. Pushing into the left pinky toe, lifting the left heel, and activate the rotator right where the ball is as you lift the foot, the heel in that way. Then drop the heel and relax into the ball. Do this a couple more times. What it'll do is that you'll feel this sort of activation in the inner groin, possibly reaching through that knee. You'll feel more of that rotator. So you're reaching through the knee, lifting the left heel, pushing the knee somewhat down, and subtle activation of the muscle under the ball. Then relax everything and drop that leg into the ball a little deeper. One more, lifting the heel, reaching the knee out, pushing the knee slightly down, activating right underneath the ball. And you're just gonna pause there and breathe. And then relax into it. Now push into that right foot all the more and drop into that left glute a little deeper. Lift and lower that knee. Lift the knee towards the armpit, then back down. Towards the armpit and back down. Pause where it's intense, melt. And then lifting that left leg up. Put the foot down. Pause. And just breathe into your two sides. Notice the feeling of not just the glute, but the core even. You can feel changes in various places on that whole entire left side. And then notice the same thing on the right side and just compare. The purpose of comparing is just to give yourself that understanding of the positive effect you're having. Because the understanding of the experience is what creates the positive relationship for you naturally. You're gonna go ahead and take this ball. Now, tip your knees to the right a little bit, and you're gonna feel the top of the pelvis. You're gonna feel for it with the ball. You're gonna walk the ball down to the upper butt on the left side. It's on the upper butt, and you're just gonna adjust your body and slowly begin to open the knee. Slightly different intention, placement, all that jazz. You're gonna open that knee. Now we're going to take a slightly different approach on this side. You're going to lift that knee up, but feel that the thigh bone is sinking into the socket, so the weight is going into the ball. Lifting and lowering a couple of times, sinking into the ball. And then you're just gonna float and lift and circle slightly that thigh bone so that the weight is in the tune-up ball, and you're just subtly circling as if the emphasis is on where the body meets the ball. You're gonna hold for a second. You're gonna grab hold of the back of the thigh, and you're just going to, if it's accessible to you, and you're just gonna sink into that ball a little bit more and maybe let that knee open a bit. Breathing in, breathing out. Consistently teaching your body that it is safe to let go. Let go of old patterns. Let go of protection. Trusting the flow. Hanging out here, letting the intensity build naturally without forcing. Breathing into the glute, into the lower belly, and sinking deeper. Then bring that knee up, hold it there. Take this foot and crisscross it over the other knee. Now don't get carried away yet. Don't force anything. Even out your hips. Feel a long pubic bone. Arms go out to a T position, and you're just going to push the left pinky toe forward, and then just release. Just do that 3 more times. Just push the pinky toe forward. You'll feel a connection all the way to the ball. Feel that connection, then just release the foot. Do that 2 more times. Then hold the pinky toe pointing that way, and then push the knee forward at the same time. Release. Do that again. Push toe and knee. Release. Push toe and knee. Hold. And begin to gently let the knees go to the left. Not big at all. Return back to center. You have a long spine. Your sternum is center. Your sternum is center, and you're below your waist. You're gently allowing the stability of the shoulder blades up top and the stability of the rib cage. And by stability, I just mean like a gentle letting go into the floor as you drop into that ball. Hold it. Don't force. There's no need. Hold it where it's sort of doing things for you, and you're just going to push that knee forward, push the toes forward, release. Push knee and toes forward, release. 1 more. And find a final moment where it's intense enough for you, but it's not making your face do anything crazy. And you're just going to pelvic tilt forward and towards you. Forward and towards you. Shoulders even, rib cage even. Beautiful. Let the legs return, the hips return to center. Slowly let the legs rise up, pushing the left foot forward, gliding to the left onto that ball, and draw a circle around that ball. Use your arms as much as you need here. Circle the other way. Find a final position and then slowly release out of it. Take your time. Dropping your leg, finding that neutral position. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel your 2 sides. Again, the idea is that you're creating all these little mini rewards. And the reward is the understanding. The reward is not just the doing, it's the knowing that comes from doing that teaches you can do it again. We're gonna go to the other side. You can stay. I'm just gonna turn. And because we already have an understanding of what we're doing, this might go a little bit faster. Sometimes that happens, that the sides mirror each other anyways. So find that hip bone on the outside, walk that ball in towards the floor, and just slowly start to give a listen to this side. When you drop that knee, can you keep a steadiness in your hips? Can you keep a steadiness in your movement? So you're not looking, quote unquote, for the sharpest pain in the world. You're just, right now, all you're doing is, okay, what does my body feel like? What am I noticing? Can I get comfortable with the discomfort? And then you're gonna find a moment where you're really feeling into it. You can either glide a little bit front, back, side, whatever works for you. You're gonna stay there for a second, and I just want you to get this feeling of the inner groin really sinking. The inner groin is really sinking. And as the inner groin is sinking, you're just gonna gently begin to lift your right heel off of the floor, then lower it back down. Lift the right heel slowly off of the floor and back down. We did this in reverse order than the other side, but it's not a problem. We'll do all the different things that we did before. So you're just lifting that heel and back down. Let's pause there and let's push into the left foot ever so slightly, gliding the weight into that right glute, then sink that left hip back down. Small movement, very, very small. You're not wanting to overly involve the glute on the left side. Now, lift that right heel, reach that right knee out of the socket or away from the hip. The thigh bone reaching out of the socket, and then the knee reaching out and pressing down. As it presses down, you'll feel the activation under the glute, and then you'll just relax and release that thigh bone. You're gonna lift the heel, press the pinky toe down, reach through the knee, reach the knee down towards the floor, then release and drop the thigh bone. One more, lift the heel, reach the knee, activate the glutes, and drop right back down. Pause there, push into that left foot and drive a little bit deeper into that glute. Then drop back down. Finding intensity, but not forcing intensity. Letting yourself breathe through the intensity and feeling like you're getting used to the combination of not avoiding it or pushing it past your limit of capacity to experience. And then hold it in a moment where it's feeling it and keep releasing. Letting the body feel safe enough to let go. And then slowly letting the body readjust. And the knee comes back in. Lift that ball. Feel your feet on the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out. perceive your two sides, perceive your legs, perceive your glutes, perceive your pelvic bowl. You may sometimes have digestive issues. Sometimes this can help with that. Take this ball higher now, up onto that upper glute. Find something that resonates with you. Even out your pelvis. Slowly begin to drop that knee to the side. Take your time. Slowly bring it back up. Slowly opening. The first step is always acknowledgement, meaning the intention of the movement is to find out and acknowledge what is as of right now. We don't begin by trying to force change. We just begin by learning and listening. Then go ahead and let that knee open and keep it there for a second. Breathe and allow. Then slowly bring that knee back up. Lift the knee up and put it back down. I should rephrase that. Feel the thigh bones sink into the socket. Beautiful. Hold. Grab hold of the back of the thigh. Use it to assist, your arms to assist, and just drop that thigh bone open, pulling that knee towards the armpit. Take that leg, cross it over the ankle over the other thigh. Just pause there for a second and just bring the weight into that glute. And all you're going to do is begin to press that right toe forward. The ankle slightly presses into the thigh. And then release. And just do that a couple more times. That pinky toe goes forward and release. The pinky toe goes forward and you're gonna push that right knee forward at the same time. Release, and again, push, pinky toe and knee. One more, hold, and slowly letting the legs go to the right, and slowly returning back to center. Slowly letting the legs go to the right, onto that glute a little bit deeper. Slowly back to center. And allow it to go right and hold, pushing that right knee forward a little bit, the pinky toe forward, and just pelvic tilt towards you and away from you. Real easy with it. Rib cage is even. Then slowly bringing the legs up. Grab hold as or if you need. And again, slow, calm, non-reactive, letting the thighs go right to left, or just pause where you feel it and circle on the ball. Then circle the other way. Breathe. Release. Breathe. Release. Let go. Beautiful. Take that ball out. Set it to the side. And just before you try to do anything, just close your eyes or keep them open, it's up to you, and just feel. Can you let that tailbone sink into the floor? Feeling the glutes sort of like recalibrating, letting go. The pubic bone hanging, your thigh bones dropping into their sockets deeply. Your feet sinking into the floor, the ankles softening. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly grabbing the kneecaps, pressing downward onto the kneecaps to feel the thighs going into their sockets. You're going to draw your thighs towards you, open, down, and around. Towards you, circle down and around. So as they come towards you, your sitting bones reach away from you to create this opposition. So the tailbone reaches forward as the knees pull inward, creating an opposition. Slowly pause and float the feet into the sky. Open the feet, spread the toes, and lower back down, pointing the feet, lifting up. Flex, spread. Think of this feeling of non-arrival, like you're just, like the way a cat will like knead. You're thinking about your body in that way. You're not pointing into this sort of like held position, and you're not flexing into a held position. You're going in and out of those two states. You could say your legs come up, your arms come up, and then you're in outer space here for a second, and you're just letting the thigh bones sink into the sockets. You're letting this sort of, it's a gentle movement, but it's a very sort of intense in the sense that if your body wants to hold on, it will try to resist the letting go. This is all letting go. Like letting the legs be moved by an outside force. Letting the thigh bones go out to in. And just slowly extending the legs forward and the arms above head. Gentle reaching of the nails of the fingertips, the nails of the toes in two directions, and feel your sternum is even on the floor, and you're just gonna glide one side of the lung up, then the other. You'll do the same thing in the pelvis, allowing the waistline on both sides to elongate. You'll go center, you'll reach through both sides of the waist. Reach, 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 reach. Breathe in. And breathe out. Letting go. All right. come on up. And before you go, just come to standing. You're gonna rise and you're just gonna feel the relationship between your pelvis and your feet a little bit. We didn't do a before, but that's okay. If you ever repeat this video, you can do that. But just transferring that work to standing really quick. And I want you to feel, I want you to just feel the buoyancy within you, a little, the ease of the pelvis and the abdomen. And for a moment, you'll just stand there, soft or straight knees, long spine, gentle gaze. And I want you to find this feeling of whatever I did was enough. Whatever let go was exactly perfect. There's nothing more for me to do. Developing this ability to trust the enoughness, the action and the enoughness. So it's not just the I'm enough, no action. It's the action of working with the body and trusting it as you're doing so. Knowing that the more you do this, the more in tune you'll get with yourself, and the more you'll want to do it, and the faster it'll go, the easier it'll be, creating that sounding board between yourself and your body and the tools. Thank you so much for joining me as always. Let me know if you have anything you'd like me to know. Otherwise, we are complete.